saved, might be reborn. You might own a car with a big loud horn. You might be news on your television. It might be God trying to get your attention. Are you an engineer working on a farm? Or a Casanova with a whole lot of charm? Might be a mouse living in your kitchen. Or it might be God trying to get your attention. Well, it might be in the church house, or it might be on the street. One way or another, every soul has got to meet. I might be in the city, or it might be on the town. One way or another, you got to find that higher ground. You might be deaf, you might be blind. She'll put the message right there in your mind. Might look like a plan or a coalition, or it might be God trying to get your attention. It might be God trying to get your attention. It might be God trying to get your attention.
Not again. All right, Teresa James, everyone. So, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. 2026, how about that? If I'd have known I was going to live this long, I'd have taken better care of myself, as they say. If you're joining us online, Happy New Year to you as well. If this is your first time here at the center in either format, my name is Reverend Dr. Michael McMorrow. I'm the senior minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living, where we're coming to you live from Granada Hills, California. We're in the North San Fernando Valley, where we welcome all who practice their beliefs in faith and love. And you just heard from the wonderful Teresa James. Let's give her some love. So if you're on our online channel, make sure you get on that chat and tell her how wonderful she is, because she looks for that. Yeah, do that. And you can also find her on, not Shopify, Spotify, wherever you can download music. So, and our presider, who's waltzing in on her own time, is the wonderful Reverend Nancy Woods. Let's give Reverend Nancy some love. All right. Everything okay out there? Okay. All right. That's all right. You can ignore me. All right. So what do you say we take a deep, conscious breath together and release? Just allow ourselves to anchor in this moment, setting aside the busyness, the hustle, the bustle for getting here, as we come together for our call to service, which we call lighting the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Now, fundamental to this truth is a unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here this morning. So as Reverend Nancy lights the first candle, it's for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. The fifth candle we light for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of new thought. For all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And the 10th candle we light for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, for the space we hold for them here in the sanctuary, within our online community, and of course, within our own hearts. And as Reverend Nancy lights a healing candle, we might remember Jeannie Sterrett, June Klein, Bill Birch today. Or please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
There is one flame that burns in our hearts. There is one light that shines through our love. We light this flame with faith. We find this light within our own soul. There is one flame, one light within.
We recognize that this one flame within, we're very grateful to know and understand that this divine presence that it represents is what we are here to not honor, but to embrace, to understand, to live, and to express, knowing that it is the essence of who and what we are. We are that divine presence. We are its eyes, its ears, its hands, its heart, its beingness on this plane of action. And we accept this as we gather together here today in the consciousness of love to acknowledge that awareness and understanding, to live in a place, to start living more in a place where we know and understand that it is the essence of who and what we are. And we know that each and everything that unfolds in this time together enriches that understanding, enriches that awareness and knowingness that we are Spirit's expression of life. And as we experience the message, the music, the greetings, we know that that which unfolds out of this experience is more than just the words and thoughts that are coming forth. It's the essence behind it, to know that it is awakening more and more this infinite presence in a greater, more expanded way. And we are grateful and appreciative to know and understand that we are divine beings having this human experience as the essence of Spirit saying yes to life. For this awareness and this understanding and all that unfolds in this hour together, we express our gratitude, our true appreciation to understand and be who and what we are. The greatness of the universe unfolds moment by moment. With this joyous love and understanding of this essence, we say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We allow ourselves to know that this is in action as we say together. And so it is. Good morning. I can look out around this room and see a lot of love, a lot of beauty. And I'm very grateful. It's kind of interesting. I think Reverend Mike and I talked about something I was supposed to say this morning. I totally forgot what it was. But Spirit's kind of interesting. It makes you start with some things that you think that, oh, I'm on track. But if you allow it, it will tell you when to shift it. And I'm listening this morning, and it shifted because it said that we are moving into a transition. And as shared with the group earlier, we have did this before, and we're doing it again. And one of the things I wanted to share was that Reverend Mike has spent, I forgot how many years, 15 years, cradling us in the consciousness that we are a loving community and that we have come together. It's the community that this church is about. Us being supportive and nurturing to each other in how we each can live this philosophy. And the concept of community is what he has fostered and he's nurtured. And as he steps into retirement, and I'm going to say, thank God for the opportunity, because I remember how good it was to retire. One of the things I want to say to the community is the greatest gift that we can give somebody that has given us 15 years of nurturing and trying to shape us into a community is to demonstrate that love that he has given by being a community that moves through this transition as a unit. We are a loving community. Maureen brought that part in there, that we were a loving place. And then Mike brought the community idea. So we are a loving community who is going through a transition. But we need every soul. And if I look around here, I think every soul here is ready to help us do this. Move into another state of being. And one of the things that he has left us with is that the change is all right. Changes can be a good thing. And he was a living demonstration of that himself. So the best gift I feel like we could offer him is to lovingly move into the newness that we are stepping into. To know and to understand that we have the essence of what he gave us. The understanding that we are a loving community. And as I look at each one of you, I mean, I don't know. Everybody in here is just radiating love back to me. So We are a loving community, and I want to thank you all for being part of this. And know that this is for all of us to do this. All of us are going to do it together. And we know that when it's done in love, we're going to be okay. Yeah, we're going to be okay. I mean, we can shed a few tears because I'm going to miss the heck out of it. But we're going to be okay. Okay. And I have to say this. Craig, that baby is that's just beauty, the newness that's coming along. And let's join together and understand it and appreciate it and tell him how much we love him and how much we appreciate the gift of his awareness that he has nurtured us into. And thank you for letting me share that.
I believe in prophecy. Some folks see things not everybody can see. Once in a while they pass the secret along to you and me. And I believe in miracles. Something sacred burning in every bush and tree. We can all learn to sing the songs the angels sing. And I believe in God, and God is me. I've traveled around the world, stood on mighty mountains, gazed across the wilderness. Never seen a line in the sand or a diamond in the dust. And as our fate unfurls, every day that passes, I'm sure about a little bit less. And even my money keeps telling me it's God I need to trust. And I believe in God, and God is us. God in my little understanding, don't care what name I call. Whether or not I believe doesn't matter at all. And I receive the blessings that every day on earth is another chance to get it right. Let this little light of mine shine and rage against the night. Just another lesson. Maybe someone's watching, wondering what I got. Maybe this is why I'm here on earth, and maybe not. But I believe in God, and God is God. Oh, and I believe in God, and God is God.
Wasn't that beautiful? Make me cry. Ooh. Okay. It's kind of hard to see these two tears. I'll say there's a practitioner available. So if you want to expand or extend something that you desire or one that you're already in, use the practitioner. Give them, bless them, give them an opportunity to pray and treat for you. And there are practitioners all around the room. Raise your hands for those practitioners. Give them a chance to expand their good by praying for you. On Monday the 5th, the SUM group is having their full moon celebration, and that's at 6:55 right here in the sanctuary. Wednesday, January the 7th, Maureen and I, Dr. Maureen, yes, and I are going to have our discussion group. I heard that we were thinking about doing a visioning aspect of that. So if you want to see what it's like to vision for something for this 26 is going to be a great year, you guys. So I would say come and join us as we look at the idea of visioning for ourselves, not just for the church, but for ourselves. So that'll be Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Thursday, the 8th, Nancy Schreiber would have her Tai Chi class, and that's at 11:30 in the morning. Step into a healthy year with a healthy movement. And Dr. Maureen is starting her writing class again. Apparently, we got a lot of authors in this church. So the third class, this is the third class, and so you can join her on January the 10th, and it's a 4-week class. So you can call Danny and sign up for that class, and see who's going to write the next book for us. That's coming out of this class. And Monday, the 4th Monday of this month, Andrea and I start our new class. And our whole thrust this time is teaching a class about living these principles, not just knowing them, living them. And this is what it's all about. And it's the foundation of what Holmes was trying to tell us. We can live this stuff. We don't just have to do it on Sunday. We can do it every day, every minute, every hour. And so that starts the 4th Monday of the month. And Chloe, would you do our gratitude box for us?
Who is this again?
I'm grateful for my cats.
For my cats.
Everybody's looking at cats. Apparently, it's a lot of people have cats around here. And thank you. So now we just stand and say the Declaration of Principles with me. We believe in one universal spirit, manifesting through all, natural and incarnate in us. We believe that the universal spirit is personal too, and reveals itself through everyone who recognizes its presence. We believe that our faith operates upon a law of mind, which automatically manifests in our experience according to that faith. We believe in the unity of all life, in the immortality of the individual soul, ever expanding. We believe in the eternal goodness, eternal love and kindness, and the goodness of life to all.
Y'all help me sing this now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me the start. Once I decide to change my mind, love will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now.
All right. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Reverend Nancy, for that excellent creative thought this morning. So, I mentioned this in the first service as well. The vision that I've held for our center is sustainable community. Sustainable community. And I have to say, I appreciate so much how people have bought into that idea. So, of course, sustainable means, in coin, of course, because it does, just like your own household, it takes dollars to keep the lights on and, pay salaries and so forth, and to pay my retirement. So you guys can say, adios, muchacho, right? So that he doesn't stay too long at the fair, which is important, right? This is a great time for this transition. The Treasury's in good shape. I'm in good shape. And it's an opportunity to bring in, new and insightful and inspiring energy with a new minister who will inspire you to step up even more. Because the community is bigger than any one person. And that's what I knew from the start. So that sustainability is in coin. Sustainability is being willing on the days when you're feeling shy to stick your hand out anyway and to greet someone whom you may not know. It's to extend generosity to someone who's having a rough day, right? And maybe being a little harsh. But our spiritual community is strong enough to absorb all of these things and then to transform them into harmony and peaceful abiding. So good for you. And it's been my pleasure. And just so it's said, I'm healthy, right? So I'm not quitting because I'm... So, no, I got the all clear. And, so... And so there we go. And it is 2026. Man, it kind of blows my mind that it's 2026. But anyway, this is a photograph of Bhutan. Paul John Roach posted this on his Facebook page. It's a mentor that I worked with a few years ago. And he's written a really great book about unity and world religions. Great book if you are interested in unity and all of the various world religions and how they fit together. It's a great book. So we spoke last week. We had the burning bowl. And we spoke to how it's popular in modern culture to take on New Year's resolutions. And before coming to a place like this, we may have made many of them only to break them within, days or hours of the new year, maybe even on New Year's Day itself. Perhaps we still do. Eat less, exercise more, stop smoking, stop bringing home stray cats, stop bringing home stray men, whatever. Or maybe it's more of the affirmative, eating clean in 2026, living my dream in 2026, or getting my kicks in 2026. So many times we make these resolutions only in time to fail one more time. But I found this image when I was I was in Portland last week, visiting my grandson. By the way, I've come to the conclusion that children may be the strongest practitioners we have of the teaching, right? Very much in the moment, curious about everything. Their consciousness grows and leaps and bounds daily. It's really, if you're not an exhausted parent, it's it's really something to observe. And so someone had, this is a water collection place. So you can collect water to refill the, the aquifer. And so that's a big, deep seepage pit. But someone put in graffiti there, create heaven on earth. So, yeah, so not all graffiti is annoying. There you go. So many times we make these resolutions. We talked about this last week, only to fail one more time. And why is that? If there is, in fact, a power for good in the universe available to everyone and we can use it, where is it when I go to reach for a donut? Or the other choices that I have made and resolved within myself to change. So I think that it is a multifaceted question that has a solution which has many answers. So at some point, we must understand that what's really holding us back is ourself, or more accurately, what we think and what we believe about ourselves. Right? So it's important to remember here that we've been gathering evidence to support this conclusion that we've had up until now. That's why we believe in it so strongly. So what's needed? Well, we have to be open at the top, as Holmes says. We have to be open and receptive to having a different experience of life. And being different, it may be completely different than anything that we've had experience up until now. Anything that even we may have believed up until now. So, and this is in spite of the world of effect in which we live. In spite of all the isms, right? It's what we believe about the isms that gets in the way. Gets in the way of expressing our greatest potential. So it's, Carl Jung once wrote that I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to be, right? So we all have a history. We are not that history. We are who we are in this moment. So what happened to me? Oh, I have ADD. I'm dyslexic. I'm one-legged. I'm alcoholic. I'm divorced. Misogyny keeps getting in the way. Income inequality, capitalism, Marxism, racism, dualism, separatism. It's all otherism. That anything that gets us thinking that we are separate from each other and ultimately then from God. Now, there are many drivers in society behind these thought forms, and make no mistake, these are designed to keep us in a state of not feeling enough, of infusing within us a sense of wanting more. And it doesn't take much to fire that up. So the Buddha observed that 2,500 years ago, right? The nature of suffering, clinging, averting. We either cling to things or we run away from them. And so we suffer. And we look for relief. So maybe a more affirmative way of stating Jung's affirmation, or turn it into an affirmation, is I am not what is happening to me. I am what I am choosing to be. So what if this notion of being happy, what if being happy is simply wanting what you have while striving to live beyond any limits, from within or without, not hampered by anything? As Dr. Maureen likes to restate she likes to quote Maria Nemeth. So if money were no object and success were guaranteed, what would I be doing with my life right now? If money were no object and success were guaranteed. Now that's a very much a different proposition. There's a lot of talk about affordability in the common conversation these days. But affordability, I think, is where many people vision for their life. They vision for a life they think they can afford, rather than the life that they really long to have. Now, I'm not saying that you should, mortgage the barn and go live your best life, indiscriminately and without prayerful reflection. But when we consider our life from this question, money's no object, and I'm bound to be successful. Now, some of you are going to say, well, I'd be doing what I'm doing right now. And if that's the case, then yeah, you are using this teaching in the way that it was intended. But most of us have a little itch, a little spot within us that's longing for more. So, who would we be without some of these old chains that bind us, including this idea of I can't afford it? So no exes, no taxes, no debt or death, not addiction nor recovery, nothing to hamper us in any way. Not succumbing or resigning, but rather choosing what's important or not important, to separate the wheat from the chaff, to throw the chaff into the fire, to be done with it finally, those old thought patterns that no longer serve. Now, in that choice, hopefully, there is surrender and a resolution. Surrendering to the current reality around a dream, and at the same time resolving to do better, to resolve the problem with a new solution. And that solution, to be its most effective, is going to need some soul in it. It's going to need a piece of the deepest part of that within us, which is the indwelling, infinite power and presence, the light of the divine that is within the hearts of all of us, whether you believe it's there or not. It's going to need a piece of us that recommits to that power that is both within and without, that power that lives, moves, and has its being by means of our life, by means of everyone else's life, and by means of the life that we build together as community, from whatever circle you want to look at. It's going to need to uncover and discover some of the greatest aspects of ourself, or at least the exploration of possibilities. So we must align with a power that knows no boundaries. A power this power is first cause, the power behind all things, that is infinite in nature, in its scope, in its depth, in its reach. And it has many names. So these names, many of these names, I would say probably 95% of them I got out of the textbook itself. You'll see a few others in there that are more traditional. But it's the one light, many names, one light. So we align, we find those names that we can align with. And frankly, if your sense is that there's not really a word that you can put to it, but it's more of a feeling tone or a sense of presence, you're on the right track, because there's no right answer here, right? What's important is that you discover your answer and align with the power as you know it, knowing that it's not written in stone, right? It's not a stone tablet, but rather it's a fluid, upward spiral of awareness and understanding, that we never arrive anywhere. Right? We never arrive anywhere, which I think is a great thing, because we are able then to constantly co-create, or maybe even co-recreate our life. We can change our mind. So we align with those names, recognize that there is some part of it that's in me operating as my life. And so this is where I get to see how I get in the way. Maybe it's just my thinking that gets in the way. And what Holmes is encouraging us to do in this first chapter, the thing itself, in the textbook, is first to expand this idea of what we think God is. And to note, as soon as we put a label on it, we've restricted it. All right, so break that down. And then, contemplating this, now he did not think of this thing, by the way. So this idea of that there's one universal mind with which we are thinking into and thinking with, this is actually a Greek idea. It's old stuff. Ancient wisdom. And if this is so, then how does it work? And is there a way that it can work in a scientific way? Scientific meaning that, is it a set of principles? Principles in the way that nature has principles. And that this, how to describe how that works in life. And this is where he reformatted this teaching we call the science of mind and spirit. So first we explore how big, break down these barriers or borders intellectually that we think that God is. And at some point we're going to have to break down those borders with the heart to allow the heart of the matter to infuse itself. Because we can only intellectualize the spirit so much, right? That the spirit, the intellect kind of points the way. But the intellect is not really the way. So, is there a scientific approach to spirituality? Now, Holmes answers this really in the first chapter, the very first paragraph in the first chapter, when he writes that we all look forward to the day when science and religion shall walk hand in hand through the visible to the invisible. And I think that this is a yearning within the heart of all people. I think the atheist feels this longing as much as someone who's a, quote, believer. Right? They just start with a basic premise. An atheist says there is no God, and so then they gather evidence to support that conclusion, usually with science. Right? And a person of faith says, yes, there is a God, and then they support evidence to support that conclusion. So in this way, both are right, And is there a way that we can approach this so that both can be right at the same time? Is there a way that we can prove the nature of God is alive and well, and that my use of it, my utilization of this power that I may not quite understand, can I use it to affect change for good in my life? All right, so if the answer is yes, then how do you do that? Well, Holmes developed, which was actually developed after him, a little more, articulate a little bit more. But this idea that we understand that we are one with the creative influence, the creative spirit of life, right? And that which I am seeking is seeking me. And that then we release that thought form to the universal subjective mind that knows only to say yes. This is the law of life. Now, what makes it scientific is that I use this formula to affect change for good. Reverend Nancy uses this formula. Howard uses this formula. We all use this formula to demonstrate. Now, sometimes we think that we're not demonstrating. But we'll find out next week that by appearing not to work, it's actually working, because it's working in relationship to our belief or lack of belief in it. It's directly proportional. So we must, Holmes also wrote that we must allow our thinking to expand beyond its current understanding. This is in the textbook. So another way that we have created sustainable community here is through the Sangha. And I was saying earlier this morning that our spiritual community, in a way, has been a lot like the San Francisco 49ers, right? A really great team hampered by injuries. And well, you'd have to know the Niners to understand that. But, which I'm sorry they lost to the Seattle Seahawks last night. We have people who are coming back online now. So the Sangha will be starting up in Wednesday. Now, we've had as many as 30 spiritually minded women exploring what spirituality means in various modalities, not just science of mind, but in all the ways. They've done grief work. They've done, it's really been the heart of this community for years. So we have that to look forward to. And then we have classes coming up, all right? So we must allow our thinking to expand beyond its current understanding. Mind, the thing, spirit, causation, is beyond and yet not beyond our grasp. Beyond in that it is so big, within in that wherever we grasp at it, we are it to the extent that we grasp it. But since it is infinite, we can never encompass it. We shall never encompass God, and yet we shall always be in God. We shall always be of God. So, in this way, Holmes says, there's nothing but God. There isn't anything else. But Aquinas said that back in the 13th century, right? We either see God in everything or we don't see God at all. Right? And of course, you can go into any of the ancient scriptures from whatever denomination, and you'll find this notion. So, it's January. It's time to prime the pump. And that's why we return to the basics in January. So if you are ready to invite more spirit and the good that goes with it, I encourage you to recommit yourself to the teaching this year. See that it can affect change for good in your life. Recommit to the teaching and demonstrate it. So if you're new to the teaching, we can go to class. If you've been at the teaching for a while, we can go to class. Because we can always take something from it. So join Reverend Nancy and Andre this month. You have a couple of weeks to play with this stuff on your own, see how you did, and then come to class and share your successes or your frustrations. Right? We did the burning bowl last week. So did you have any successes in whatever you were working with the bowl, or do you have frustrations? You can take this to class. So I wanted to leave you with this that Holmes wrote this, and a couple things here. So particularly given with all that's going on in the outer world, Holmes writes that, we do not have to save the world. The world is not lost, just confused. When we get rid of everything which contradicts reality, our world will be saved. And that the science of mind is a method. It's not the truth. Science of mind is a map. It's not the territory. Our spiritual system is not better than others. It's simply the one we use. We do not tell people what to think. We show people how to think. So let's take a deep breath on that before I go wandering off somewhere else. So, Happy New You. So as we take some time today, what a great time to have a little rainy day, to take advantage of wintering, to feel the change in the seasons. But winter is a time where we kind of call resources into ourselves. So if you haven't done so yet, consider the ways in which you would love to see your life energized with a sense of vitality, strength, with expressions of creativity, courage, to be more loving and thoughtful, courage to create spaces where people are free to be who they are, respectfully. Whether it's within our individual space, our household, our families, our spiritual community, on out. Let's think about that. Think on that this week. And come back next week, see how we did.
Try and put your arms around a 100-year-old tree. Climb up on a horse, let it run full speed. Take a look down at the world from 30,000 feet on your next flight. Watch a flock of birds against the morning sun. Close your eyes and listen to the river run. Catch a firefly in your hand, a raindrop on your tongue. That's right. There is a God. There is a God. There is a God. How much proof do you need? Plant a seed, see what comes out of the ground. Find the heartbeat in your baby's ultrasound. In a few years, hear it laughing. Don't it sound like a song? Stop and think about what you don't understand. Things like life and love, how the world began. Hear the doctors say he can't explain it, but the cancer is gone. There is a God. There is a God. There is a God. How much proof do you need? Science says it's all just circumstance, like the whole world's just an accident. But if you want to shoot that theory down, look around, just look around. There is a God. There is a God. There is a God. How much proof do you need? There is a God. There is a God. There is a God. How much proof do you need?
Teresa James, everyone. Show her a little love in the chat. Thank you for that. As Chloe brings up the offering basket. Yes, so Jeannie Sterrett was the foundress of the Lay Pastoral Care group. If you've experienced any support from them, she was the one who, well, you talk about a consciousness of health. You know, she dealt with cancer for 20 years, right? So, you know, in a sine wave, but created this ministry, really, for ways for lay people to serve, and but also out of her own sense of gratitude for the people who supported her, getting her back and forth to her treatments and so forth. So Nancy Shriver, raise your hand, would you? So she's our current lay pastoral care lead. If you if this is something you've been thinking about doing, or you know, maybe think about it through the week, contact Nancy and she'll let you know how you can step up. All right, so if you come prepared with a gift today, just make your way up to the basket. And if you're joining us online, please make your way to our giving page.
Spirit gives through me, Spirit receives through me, Spirit lives and breathes through me, Spirit lives and breathes through me, Spirit gives through us, Spirit receives through us, Spirit lives and breathes through us, Spirit lives and breathes through us.
So just going within for a moment longer as we recognize that this basket represents both the generous heart of the individual and the receptive heart of this spiritual community. The generous heart of the individual who knows that they know that God is our source, our substance, our supply. And so if by whatever way your generosity finds its way to the center, either through online giving to the mail or through the offering here this morning, as spiritual community, we receive these gifts with deep love and respect as we know together they go forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless not only the vision and mission of this center, but anyone connected to this center in any way. And from this place of gratitude, we extend a blessing upon our community of Granada Hills, our state, our city of Los Angeles, our state of California, our United States of America, all of its churches, temples, mosques, schools, universities, the people who attend them, the people who support them. For our planet as well, that in some wonderfully crazy cosmic way, the living spirit of the Most High is expressing in, through, and as our life. And to the extent that we know this to be so, we see its clear and definable demonstration in ways great and small. This lifts our hearts, propels us with grace and love into ways of spiritual living that raise not only our own life, but the lives of those around us. And that's a good thing. And together we acknowledge this by saying, and so it is. Amen. So you guys coming up tonight or today? Okay. All right. So let's give Teresa James some love one more time, shall we? Nicely done. Thank you. Thank all of you for being here today. Reverend Nancy, pray us out. And Happy New Year.
It is really with the consciousness of gratitude that I say thank you. Thank you for this time that we have spent together. Thank you for reawakening that concept that the spiritual presence of life is the essence of whatever we are experiencing. And as we move forward from this moment, from this experience, we move with the idea that we are grateful to know and understand that we are the way in which the divine presence comes into manifestation with its love, with its harmony, its joy, its creative way of being. So we go forth from this experience, appreciating each other, appreciating the words, the understanding, the music in each and every aspect of this service, as we step into a greater awareness of our own greatness, that the divine is forever in expression as we are its means of being. So with love and appreciation and a true consciousness of gratitude, we say thank you. Thank you for each other. Thank you for all that we have been blessed with in this experience today. And together we acknowledge it as we sing. And so it is.
I want to join in a circle and sing with me. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, let Thank you.